Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Alicia. Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and I should have done the warnings here. Let me just show you them right now. This, and there's this. I'm a little bit ill prepared right now just because of what just happened. And I am basically going to upload this the same time as the previous video that just was uploaded, just because I did accidentally abruptly just ended it without saying goodbye. So I am, just because like the crash happened so suddenly and within like just minutes after we just started, I think I'm going to try to continue playing the game, just because that crash happened right after the first haunting, which has never happened before. I think my iPad is just like saying I can't handle your game anymore. I can't do this. But let's try this again, shall we? All right. So we're gonna do this. All right. So is it in here? Okay. Alright, so can we even... Alright. I just want to make sure that I am finding everything. Is this even one of the portraits? I'm not sure. Alright. And it happens again. Alright, well... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Yeah. Alright, so this photo is going to be a little bit confusing. But it's pretty much expressing how I feel right now. Sir, this is the Wendy's. Ugh. Alright, well, the game is just not letting me play. And I'm a little confused as to why. So, I could just stop right now and just play it until I have everything on the... I mean, I did show that... You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to you all. I'm not going to... Because I'm sure you want to know, like, where everything is with the portraits. Which I know can be frustrating at times. Trying to find all the portraits for that puzzle. For the code. Oi. By the way, if you actually are curious about this photo right here, this is actually from, or not from, this is a little animated drawing, sorry, not animating, of Zine. He is a YouTuber, or, well, no, more of a Twitch streamer, sorry, but he does, put his stuff on YouTube as well, just to let those who, prefer YouTube to watch his stuff there. But this is actually one of his latest things, I think. If not, it's one of his older things, and he wants it to be like one of his new stamps, I think, watermarks or whatever. I can't remember what he said during the one stream that I watched on his channel. I'm trying to watch his hardcore Subnautica play. uh, anyway, so I guess I should just go ahead and talk about Uncivil Acts. Uh, and I probably should move that. Let's move that to the side. Here. Yeah. So, Uncivil Acts. I don't really know how to describe or even explain the book, just because I haven't read it in such a long time, and I probably will try to read that probably today, actually, just because I normally try to do like my I don't normally get a lot of notifications, YouTube notifications on the channels that I follow on the weekends, which gives me a lot of spare time. And I probably should try to read the book then today while I still have the time, considering I do need to start packing and all that for a road trip that me and my mom are planning. I'm super excited about that. I'm not gonna say where, just because this trip of hers is actually pretty important. So, Uncivil Acts. A Civil War reenactment should be fun, right? Not in our town. It feels like war fever's taken over. The tension started to build when we all chose sides. Confederate and Union sympathizers never did mix, and if that wasn't enough to heat things up, someone started to secretly dig large holes in the battlefield. Pretty odd, and very suspicious. Is someone waging a little war of their own and trying to cheat? And if so, the bigger question is, why? The only thing, and that's the end of the description. The only thing I do recall about reading the book is that pretty much somewhat figured out who it was at the beginning of the book, and I was just trying to figure out like when and how and Nancy would figure it out. And by the time that she did, like, the way she found out was just so unorthodox, and I'm like, wait, what? And the reason the culprit did it was like super confusing, and I'm like, wait, what? It was just so convoluting. I think I'm using that word right. My vocab lately, like, I have good vocabulary, but lately my brain is like, wait, am I using that right? Do I know the definition? Ugh. Alright, so if you are actually wondering how you can get a copy of this book, I can actually tell you, and you can actually get a free copy of the book and not just buy it yourself. Heck, I think you can even download it. I'm not sure if you can download it on your mobile device, but I'm sure you could do it on your computer, whether it be PC or Mac. But the website that you can go to is either archive.org or openlibrary.org. I'm fairly certain both websites have it, just because they are under the same business, which is Internet Archives. I freaking love this business. I talk about them up the wazoo for the past year and a half, maybe 2 years. I talk about them all the time when it comes to playing the Nancy Drew game series. Just because they have so many Nancy Drew books. The best way to look them up is most likely openlibrary.org, just because it's more of an organized library than it is with archive.org. Whereas archive.org, it has like multiple libraries from not just different parts of the world, but like multiple types of libraries, like for different universities, for different genres, for different sections of what you're into. There's like cookbooks, audiobooks, metadata, um, files, audiobooks. It's just craziness of how much stuff is in their database. And I highly advise you check it out. Not just Uncivil Acts, but their websites. And the way you can access it is all you gotta do is to create a freaking account. You don't need to use your own money. You don't need to watch any ads or anything like that. All you need to do is put in your email address, create a password. That's it. You're allowed to borrow up to 10 books, if memory serves me correct. Because that was the last time I checked their website, was probably a couple months ago. And I don't know if it's still 10 books. They probably turned it down to 5, if not up to 15. I could be wrong. They tend to change things around a little bit due to the pandemic. But with these borrows, you're actually able to borrow them for an hour at a time, if not 14 days. That is 2 freaking weeks. That is pretty cool. Now, I know normally your local library lets you borrow books for probably 30 days, like up to a month, basically. But 2 weeks for one book is actually pretty good. Um, or well, one book each. I should say 2 weeks for one book each, and that's actually pretty good considering whatever speed you're at with your reading, and however much free time you have. And it's you can do it like whenever you can borrow the books whenever you want. You're actually able to re-borrow the books that you've already read, and it's actually a really cool website to check out. I highly advise you check it out. I know I'm talking about it so much, but I love this website. I like using it. I love using it. Anywho, I'm fairly certain I've been talking about that quite enough, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it within the game because we didn't get much into the game. Though we did get to see a haunting, and in my opinion, it wasn't technically a haunting. Can I tell you why? Can you guess why? It was because it wasn't a haunting, it was a hallucination. Ugh. Hallucinations, that should be like one of the things that's listed in the side effects. I don't know why it's not listed in the side effects. But basically what is happening, and we've already met Harper, so I can explain this fully. What is happening in that mansion is carbon monoxide poisoning. We found Harper in the basement where there's a freaking gas heater going on, and she is at the source of it. She has a serious amount of carbon monoxide in her lungs. She is heavily dosed with it, which means like she should have been dead already, considering how much she's been absorbing that carbon monoxide. But just the fact that this is a freaking game, I guess they just ignored that. But with carbon monoxide poisoning, do not take it lightly. If ever you experience any of the symptoms, please call the proper authorities. Do not wait a moment longer. And there's actually a huge amount of symptoms to let you all know if you are having a carbon monoxide poisoning. And those symptoms, which hallucinations should be included on that list. I don't know why it's not, but hallucinations is one of them. Dull headache, weakness, dizziness, nausea and or vomiting, shortness of breath, confusion, which I think Nancy has talked about a little bit, blurred vision, which kind of did happen within the game already, loss of consciousness, chest pain, fainting, hyperactivity, impaired judgment, which has happened a couple of times already for Nancy, shock, low blood pressure, and rapid and or abnormal heartbeats, which I think we might have heard once or twice. And oh wait, no, Nancy did lose consciousness, right? No, we haven't found that place yet. We haven't found that place yet. Okay, I'm shutting up. Okay, well, that's about all I can talk about right now, just because I'm noticing like the time of how long I've been recording. But man, it's unfortunate how how short that lasted. I do apologize for not having enough gameplay for you all. I'm disappointed. I wonder if other YouTube gamers have reported this. I mean, well, Her Interactive, like they don't fix anything. They don't do anything with their mobile games. They don't do any fixes. This game, like the update on, I've looked at the update history on Ghost of Thornton Hall. They haven't touched it in 2 years, or I should say, they haven't touched it. Uh, yeah, they haven't. According to the history of it, it says they haven't touched it in 2 years. I I could be wrong on that. Um, but I probably should report that it crashes almost every time I try to record. So bummer. They should consider that. You know what? That's probably why they stopped making the next game for Mobile Mysteries, because because there was way too many crashes going on due to certain scenes during due to certain scenarios that they believe were important to the story. I bet that's what happened, and not because of management. Wow. Okay, that actually does make sense. All right. Well, I think that is about it. I'm actually going to move this back to the center so that I can use it for future reference. But I think that is about it, everyone. I love you all so much, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I wish I could say that I hope I helped you out at least a little bit in this video. I'm fairly certain I didn't. I think I only did like 2 or 3 things before the game crashed twice. Oh man. Alright, well, I love you all, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I hope you will enjoy this video at least a little bit, as much as I did. And if so, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel and you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button, make it that beautiful gray, as well as that bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Wednesdays 6 p.m. Central and Sundays 4:30 p.m. Central. I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rascally Rabbit saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube. Yeah. I'm a bit pooped.